In 1914, a man named Wallace D. Wattles wrote a book called How to Promote Yourself. Most people have never heard of this book. Most people have never heard of Wallace D. Wattles, despite the fact that he wrote The Science of Getting Rich, a book that influenced Napoleon Hill, influenced Bob Proctor, influenced the entire self-help industry. But this particular book, How to Promote Yourself, contains wisdom that is absolutely revolutionary. And here, what? Fascinating. The principles in this 110-year-old book are more relevant today than they were in 1914. Because Wattles understood something fundamental about human nature and success that most modern career coaches completely miss. He understood that promotion isn't about marketing yourself, bragging about yourself, or pushing yourself into people's consciousness. Real promotion is about becoming someone worth promoting. It's about developing qualities and capabilities that naturally cause other people to want to promote you. Let's start with the fundamental premise that Wattles lays out right at the beginning. Most people think that getting ahead in life, getting promoted, getting recognized, is about luck or connections or knowing the right people. Or in the modern era, we think it is about having a perfect resume, or acing the interview, or having the right LinkedIn profile. But Wattles argues that this is completely backwards. You don't get promoted because you have a good resume. You get promoted because you become the kind of person who deserves promotion. You don't get recognized because you tell people how great you are. You get recognized because you actually become great. This is the core principle, and it's uncomfortable because it puts the responsibility entirely on you. Wattles breaks promotion into 4 specific components. First is personal excellence. This is not about being perfect. It's about deliberate, continuous improvement in your field. It's about becoming exceptionally skilled at what you do. And here's what's crucial. Wattles isn't talking about vague self-improvement. He's talking about concrete, measurable competence. He's talking about knowing your field so deeply that your competence is undeniable. A person who can write better than anyone in their company, who can sell better, who can code better, who can manage better. That person doesn't need to promote themselves. Their work promotes them. Other people see the quality and they automatically recommend them, bring them into important projects, push for their advancement. This is the part that modern career advice gets wrong. Modern advice says, network, be visible, talk about your accomplishments, make sure people know what you've done. But Wattles says, become so competent that your accomplishments speak for themselves. And here's the psychological and practical reality. People trust competence more than self-promotion. If someone tells you they're amazing at their job, you're skeptical. If their work demonstrates they're amazing at their job, you believe it immediately. You want to work with them. You recommend them to others. This is the foundation of real promotion. You can't skip this step and succeed long-term. You can fake competence temporarily through marketing and self-promotion, but it always gets exposed. True advancement comes from genuine excellence. The second component Wattles identifies is what he calls individual magnetism. This is charisma, but it's not what people think charisma is. Wattles doesn't mean being the loudest person in the room, or the most charming, or the one who can tell the best stories. He means something far more powerful. Magnetic personality comes from genuine interest in other people, from authenticity, from confidence that comes from competence. He argues that people are naturally drawn to individuals who are genuinely interested in them, who see them as important, who listen more than they talk. This is where it gets interesting psychologically. Most people approach self-promotion by trying to make an impression. They want to be memorable. They want to stand out. They want people to think they're important. But Wattles says the exact opposite approach works better. The people who are most advanced, most promoted, most successful, are usually the ones who make other people feel important. They ask good questions. They listen carefully. They remember details about people's lives. They follow up. They genuinely care about people's success, not just their own. This quality, this genuine interest in others is magnetic. People want to be around people like this. People want to help people like this. People recommend people like this. And here's the neuroscience backing this up. When you show genuine interest in someone, their brain releases oxytocin. They feel connected to you. They trust you more. They're more likely to help you. But when you're focused on self-promotion, on making an impression, people feel it. They sense the inauthenticity. They become defensive. So Wattles A's approach is to flip the entire script. Instead of trying to make people interested in you, become genuinely interested in them. Instead of trying to be impressive, make other people feel important. The paradox is that this approach is far more effective for advancement than any self-promotion strategy. The third element Wattles emphasizes is what he calls system thinking. This means understanding how your organization works, how decisions are made, how things actually get done, versus how the official structure says they work. Most employees are focused on their individual job. They do their tasks. They don't think about the broader system. But people who get promoted understand the system. They understand who has influence, what matters to decision makers, where bottlenecks are, what the real priorities are versus the stated priorities. This is crucial because it allows you to become more valuable within that system. You start solving problems that actually matter rather than just doing your assigned tasks. You start making decisions that align with what leadership actually cares about rather than what is in the official job description. You start building relationships with people who matter in that system. This isn't about politics or manipulation. It's about understanding the reality of how things work and positioning yourself as someone who helps that system function better. The fourth component Wattles identifies is what he calls service consciousness. This is the idea that advancement comes through adding value, through making yourself useful to others, through solving problems that people care about. It's the opposite of a scarcity mindset. It's not about competing with others or trying to hoard opportunities. It's about thinking, how can I be more valuable to the people around me? When you operate from service consciousness, you naturally attract opportunities. People want to work with you because you make their lives easier, you solve their problems, you add value. And when advancement opportunities come, they think of you because you've positioned yourself as someone who makes things better. Here's a concrete example Wattles uses. Two administrative assistants work in the same office. Assistant A does exactly what's in their job description. When asked to do something outside their defined role, they decline politely. They keep their work within their boundaries. Assistant B does their job description, but they also notice inefficiencies in the office. They fix them without being asked. They think about how to make the manager's life easier. They solve problems that weren't part of their job. Which assistant gets promoted when a better position opens up? It's not even close. It's Assistant B every single time. Not because they worked harder doing their assigned job, but because they demonstrated they think about value, about system improvement, about how to make things work better. That person is ready for bigger responsibility. Wattles also addresses something crucial that modern career advice doesn't: The relationship between promotion and reputation. Your reputation is your permanent resume. It follows you through your career. And reputation is built through thousands of small interactions, not through any big moment. If you're reliable, people know it. If you deliver what you say you'll deliver, people know it. If you keep confidences, people know it. If you support your colleagues, people know it. If you throw people under the bus to make yourself look good, people know that too. And once that reputation is established, it's incredibly hard to change. This means that the day-to-day choices matter far more than most people think. That moment where you could throw someone under the bus or take responsibility, that matters. That moment where you could take credit for someone else's work or give them credit, that matters. That moment where you could ignore someone's request or help them even though it's not your job, that matters. These aren't just moments of ethics or character. They're moments where your reputation is being built. And reputation is the foundation of all real advancement. Wattles also makes an interesting point about visibility, but it's completely different from how modern career coaches talk about visibility. They say, get noticed, be visible, make sure people know about your accomplishments. Wattles says, be visible in your work, not in your self-promotion. Let your accomplishments be public through the natural course of work, not through you announcing them. And critically, be visible through the relationships you build. The people who know you, who trust you, who see your competence directly, those relationships are your visibility. That's far more powerful than trying to make yourself visible to leaders who don't know you. Here's something else that's brilliant in Wattles' framework. He addresses the role of confidence, and his clear confidence comes from competence. You can't fake confidence long-term because people sense it. But when you're genuinely good at what you do, when you've put in the work to become excellent, confidence emerges naturally. You don't have to force it or perform it. It's authentic. An authentic confidence is attractive. It makes people trust you. It makes them want to work with you. It makes them want to promote you. Wattles also discusses timing and patience, which is something modern culture completely misses. He argues that advancement isn't about rushing. It's about positioning yourself so that when opportunities command, they will come you're ready. He talks about being a person of increasing usefulness. Each year, you're more skilled, more knowledgeable, more valuable. As your usefulness increases, the opportunities that come your way increase. You don't have to push yourself into positions you're not ready for. You position yourself so that when the right opportunity comes, you're obviously the right person for it. This is counterintuitive to a lot of modern advice about ambition. Modern advice says, be aggressive. Go after what you want. Don't wait for opportunities. But Wattles says, become someone that opportunities naturally come to. Make yourself so valuable that when something opens up, people immediately think of you. This approach is less stressful, less desperate, and ironically, far more effective. Because when you get advanced based on genuine readiness rather than pushing yourself into positions you're really not ready for, you succeed. You don't burn out. You don't crash. There's also a section in Wattles' work about personal presentation that's relevant. Not about dressing for success or looking the part that matters, but about how you carry yourself. Do you present yourself as someone confident in their abilities? Do you speak clearly and thoughtfully? Do you take care of yourself physically and mentally? These aren't superficial things. They communicate something. They communicate whether you take yourself seriously, whether you respect yourself. And if you don't take yourself seriously, why should anyone else? Wattles also addresses the psychology of ambition directly. He argues that the problem isn't having ambition, it's having misplaced ambition. People who want promotion for the right reasons, because they want to grow, because they want bigger challenges, because they want to contribute more. Those people advance. People who want promotion for the wrong reasons, because they want status, because they want to prove something, because they're retrying to feel worthy, those people. Either do you and it advance, or they advance and feel empty when they get there. This is important because it affects your entire approach. If you're operating from genuine growth ambition, your focus is on becoming better. If you're operating from ego ambition, your focus is on looking better. And these lead to completely different results. Finally, Wattles makes a point about something called increased consciousness. This is the idea that the world rewards those who are focused on increasing growing, on improving, on expanding. Not in a greedy way, but in a conscious way. You're focused on adding value, on improving yourself, on contributing more. And this consciousness, this orientation toward increased, changes how you move through the world. You notice opportunities to improve things. You spot problems you can solve. You see where you can add value. You develop relationships with people who are also oriented toward growth. And all of this naturally leads to advancement. You're not forcing yourself up. You're rising because you're fundamentally oriented toward growth. The wisdom in Wattles' framework is that real promotion is not about convincing people you're valuable. It's about becoming genuinely valuable. It's not about visibility in the sense of self-promotion. It's about visibility in the sense of people knowing they can rely on you. It's not about ambition in the sense of desperation. It's about ambition in the sense of growth. It's not about competition with others. It's about service to others. And when you operate from these principles, advancement follows naturally. People want to work with you. People recommend you. When opportunities come, you're positioned to take them. And you succeed because you're actually ready, not just because you convinced people you're ready.